Okay, hello, welcome to a special episode here where we're going to meet Sing Groovin. Oh, he's a sensation on Instagram, all over the internet. Hey, great to kind of have a little chat with you and hear some of your music, man. Good to see
You got it.
you. Nice. So you are a very creative individual. Tell us more about your creative process. What inspires you to come on and social media and make music and share your passion?
Well, I'll start off with a story of how I even got onto Instagram in the first
Yeah,
place.
let's hear it.
Um, I was sitting there one day with my niece, and she looked over on my Instagram, and I hardly ever used it. I didn't know what it was. About a year ago, I was on Facebook for quite some time from when it started, and I basically said, "That's it. My online life is gone." I deleted everything that I was online. Gone. It was so therapeutic. I wasn't on any social media for a long time, probably a year and a half. I had the Instagram, but I never used it. And I probably had any acquaintances, closer acquaintances. I had about 250 acquaintances on there, mostly professional acquaintances, friends and family. And my niece looked over and she started making fun out of me. She's like, "You only have 250 followers. I have 450. Ha ha." I said, "Okay, let's show you where it's at." So I started off with one post. And to her credit, she shared it amongst her friends. And then I just started circulating. I'm like, you know what? Let's see how much we can do with this. Let's have fun with this. So I just kept posting things, and I never, I never had any intention with it except let's see if I can get more followers than my niece. That's all I cared. And then I quickly beat her out within like 4 days, and she's shaking her head, rolling her eyes, thinking, "Okay, that's the extent of it." But then I just kept posting some small stuff, songs. If anybody ever wants to see the growth and how it went, just scroll right down to the bottom. Start off with the first, second, third, and you'll kind of see the evolution. And I guess the beautiful part of it was just pure whatever was inspiring at the time, whatever I felt like doing. Sometimes it's just dancing, sometimes it's just, and it's really interesting at the start. I think, man, follower number 600 or something like that. It just shows any arbitrary number. And I actually made a post about that fella, say, "Your follower number such and such, blah, blah, blah." And that just kind of started steamrolling that way as well, where the people like, all right, maybe he'll call out follower number 1500 or something. But I never had an even number. It would be like, 200, follower number 2500.2 or something like that, like either or, right? So I
Oh,
kind of did that and had fun with it. And primarily, I just did things that I thought were fun to do. And I wondered if other people would enjoy it. And it seemed to just take off. And I got spoiled. I'll be honest with you. I'm told that it's a pretty phenomenal thing, but in a 7 week span, in which at least 10 days I didn't do anything, in a 7 week span, the followers went up to 11,500. And it was
woo,
just amazing.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then after that, I just got busy with my life work and I just stopped posting for a bit. And then I came back and I've been posting a little bit. And I wish I could do it more consistently. But now what I do is I just wait for something enjoyable to happen and I'll just capture it.
You
At the
wait for
start,
the muse to inspire you and then you come on and do it, eh?
absolutely. And the beautiful thing is I'm so blessed. It's always there. It's just so much fun. It's always there. And I appreciate it. I don't have to create for the sake of creating. I just point the camera and do something funny. Just be myself. That's actually the most funnest part about this is authentically capturing me as I am in those moments.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. And your voice, like all our voices, they need to be heard, right? Like everybody should be expressing themselves. Like I want to see other people do what we're doing, like going on social media and singing. I think that's amazing. So
absolutely. I remember about, say, a decade ago, decade and a half ago, I'd be online, I'd be on YouTube or whatever artist type of um, websites there were at that time. And I was looking for myself. I was looking for an example. I was looking for a rock and roll person or somebody who sang, an actor. I would Google it, I would search it, I'd find nobody. And I didn't have people to lean on. I didn't have an example. And I didn't have enough, the environment, the situation, or just even the courage to be that for myself, which I was looking for out there. And sometimes I take it I take it with a lot of responsibility, even though I always say that I'm online for simply my enjoyment only.
Hmm.
And if I'm enjoying myself, I find that it correlates and other people begin to enjoy the content. But I don't take the responsibility lightly because some people have given me that responsibility. I didn't ask for it, but I get feedback and I have folks that consider some of what I'm doing as an example, as a good example. And so it's an interesting story. I was in Edmonton about a month, 2 months ago, and I was at a small wedding engagement. And I show up there and I'm just doing my thing. And finally, a fellow halfway through the night approaches me. He goes, "Are you that guy?" I go, "Yeah, I am." He goes, "My wife has been elbowing me all night. Goes, talk to him. It must be that guy." We had a chat and he told me, he goes, "Why did you stop posting? Right? We look forward to your posting.
Huh?
We,
Nice.
we need you to post more. We want your stuff." And so it kind of put me into perspective that I should, when something compelling happens, I should hit record and have fun with it.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I don't know. I'm you inspired me. You inspired me. Like I was watching you and we had a little chat yesterday. And then I usually just sing just to the camera, just to the little green dot. And you were
Yeah.
saying about singing to actual people. And today I was in downtown Lethbridge at Festival Square there, and I just jumped on the stage and sang a couple songs. So it
Oh,
was
that's
fun.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you're mentioning in our previous conversation, sing wherever.
Yes.
People should
Yes.
be singing all the time.
I agree. I agree.
Why
Yes.
do we suppress artistry? Why do we suppress, why did we fall into that trap of evaluating it against some sort of purpose? There's
Yes.
no purpose except for that it must be expressed. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's the
Well said.
success. Just express it.
Yeah. Well, oh, lost him, but he's coming back.
There
There
I
we
am.
go.
What
Okay.
in the world happened? Am I still on data or something? I
I
should
don't
double
know.
check.
You
You just hold 1 sec. I want to make sure I am on Wi-Fi and we're not
okay?
having a problem with it. Nope.
Sure.
We have Wi-Fi. Sorry, I'm going to readjust. I'm here.
You're back.
Yep, I'm back.
All right. Sounds
So
good.
you did some singing. How did it feel?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. So
Were you
I enjoy
nervous?
singing all the time, but I just I don't know. Just a lot of times I don't sing when people are around, or I draw back. Like don't sing at the same volume. I sing way quieter, that kind of thing. And today I just like belted it out. It was
That's
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. You should do that. That's awesome. More often.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. So I also saw you were promoting on your Instagram feed. You have where you were promoting the lifting that powerlifting match,
Yeah.
right? Powerlifting event. Tell how did that happen? How did you start being the promoter for that event?
You know, I had I haven't actively sought out advertisers or whatever the word is, where you're trying to product placement or whatever they call it. I have really didn't seek that out. Um, but I had this guy contact me. Says, "Hey, we have this event and we'd love it if you can just say a few words for it." And I say, "You know what? I always like to, um, I always like to product. What do you call it? I always like to create product. Sorry, around some sort of artistry rather than just for the sake of talking. I could have said, 'Hey, folks, weightlifting competition. Here's your exposure,' but I want to do something creative with it. So I said, 'I'll tell you what. I'll even come and compete in your competition at 50 plus, right? And I'm going to have real lots of fun with the actual advertisement with it. We're going to make sure that it's funny and interesting enough. So as you see at my feed, you'll see it. You'll see a red singlet. And so here I am creating this little video to promote a weightlifting competition. And the funny thing about it is, first of all, I'm brave enough to wear a wrestling singlet at this age. And I had my stomach sucked in through the whole thing, by the way, right? Because if I did, no, not good. And so while I was filming it, I'm thinking, is this thing going to really be well received? And I was looking for soundtracks. Then I got that "This Is Sparta" or whatever, right? That
Yeah.
part of it, and that just completely changed the whole thing. And that's not what I always call like the magic flavor. Like we
Uh-huh.
create what we're creating, but sometimes we have to just leave it to the universe to find its way in there to take it where it needs to go. If I did not have that soundtrack, that thing was a fail and it was a miss. But that soundtrack was there. I just found it in the audio and I selected it, and it just took it where it needed to go. So I like to package the somebody's promotion in such a way that it has the maximum value. It's creative and it has a bit of viral ability that they'll be shared. It'll be something to laugh about. And obviously, the stuff I'm doing in that thing, it has nothing to do with powerlifting. That's half the fun about it, right? You
Yes.
know. So yeah.
The event is
So
what, like next week, isn't it? Is that correct?
yeah, I'm heading out this Friday, and it's in Greenwood, man, Illinois or Indianapolis or something. Greenwood. I forgot. I'll
You're
have to
leaving
look at the
Friday
photos.
to go somewhere. You're not really sure where, but you're
Well,
leaving.
it was we had a they made a great arrangement. They helped me out with tickets, and I got registered, and I'm gonna have a blast. I want to support anything, and it's a smaller grassroots Sikh organization, and typically powerlifting is not necessarily the most well received or the most funded through people's interests. Is commonly other stuff like the stick fighting, the sword fighting, the Sikh martial arts, and other sports, commonly kabaddi and even wrestling. But powerlifting, it's nice that we can add exposure to that. There was one other organization that did it just in the last couple of weeks. I think they're in California based. They did reach out to me, but lightly, and I didn't have an opportunity to do much for them. I would have loved to just promote wherever I can. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Well, you're going to be quite the celebrity at the powerlifting match.
Oh,
I
it's
think
fun,
that'll
man.
be
I
a lot
love
of
it.
fun. Yeah.
It's so enjoyable. Uh, Sometimes, I'll be just walking around town, or I'll be somewhere. Then I'll get that double look, and then they're
Yeah.
staring at me, and I forget why they're looking at me. And
Oh,
my
yeah.
my first tendency is to go, "What are you staring at?" Right? Like, oh, hold on. Maybe they're recognizing me, and then they'll come up to me and say, "Hey, excuse me, are you that guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what we do." I give my fist bump, right? And sometimes we'll take a selfie if they want a video. We'll put one together. I really appreciate that people reach out, and not only do I get positive reinforcement through feedback and sharing and things like that, but also that people in person. Um, it's hard. I've been there when I've seen notable people, and I try to find the right time to approach them without looking weird about it. And I appreciate people who actually transcend that barrier for themselves, right?
Sure.
To actually tap me on the shoulder and say, "Hey, man," you know, and give some in-person feedback, because ultimately we're online doing this stuff and having fun. I'm in people's phones. I'm in their intimate spaces, and I get to share myself with them, which is awesome. I love it, right? And but it's so nice that ultimately it should extend to in-person community. It should extend to in-person connectivity.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just like the kind of the example of, singing to the green dot or singing to an actual person, right? To have an
Yeah.
actual connection. Yeah, that's great. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Some of the most fun I have is when I go out and do some karaoke. Just love
Oh,
it.
yes.
Yeah. It's I don't do quite much of it because I heard that if if people become habitual karaokeists, they end up singing flat or out of tune.
Oh,
And
really?
ultimately, I'd love to be able to do more live performances with musicianship, with at least a guitar and a piano. And
Yes.
I love the aspect of accompanying the singing with your own playing as well.
So, did you ever have the thought about like, getting some other people together to kind of create a band kind of a thing? Or is what's your thoughts there?
I dream of having just my children polish up their musicianship. It would be the most beautiful thing, but they have to have their own motivations. My daughter does play guitar. One of my son, does trumpet. Another daughter can play trumpet. I've been trying to encourage the trumpet daughter to also learn bass. I have a nephew that plays drums, and for me, it's just like how lucky I would be to have my family on stage with me, and we're just in that groove, right? I would
Nice.
love that, but in the absence of them actually being more activated towards that, I feel I'm still, I'm raised in the 70s and 80s, and I'm raised with that grit where you have to do your time, you have to pay your dues. And
Mm.
so I look forward to getting back to my guitar, really having it become my best friend again, knowing it, tuning it on the fly, just having it part of my energies. And it's really interesting from an artistic point of view. I was the most freest when I was a teenager, younger. We did some drama in high school, very performance based my entire life. And those moments were free. And as we get older, we get boxed in, we evaluate ourselves more. And it was really interesting for that first run on Instagram that I did. It was so awesome because I lost my mind. I was gone. I was in
Oh,
pure creativity. I was a child again, just so whatever came to me, I just recorded, and it was a lot of fun. I had to put that on suspension actively because I've got some life. You're seeing on my videos. I'm finishing off some major renovations, creating a base kind of financial support, and then after that, I look forward to actually becoming one with my guitar again, becoming one with the piano, and really developing my musicianship in conjunction with my voice. And so ideally, I'd like to do some hard time. I like to do my dues. I like to perform wherever anybody would let me. There's no there's no entitlement to it. I'll go anywhere. If there's only two people to listen to me, I want to do my time. I want to develop that musicianship. So I have some obstacles that I've created for myself to ensure that I'm not just riding some wave. I want to be able to back up, and I'd love to have a band. That would be so awesome, and they'll come to me when the time is right.
Uh-huh. They'll
Yeah,
you will attract them to your life. They'll come
the
out.
the
Is your
vibration will
niece
happen, and we'll connect for sure. Yeah,
is your niece also musically inclined too, your niece?
it was my nephew that plays drums.
Oh,
Um, I have nieces that can sing, but it's likely my nephew is he's got the groove. He's got rhythm in him. He's got the groove, so he's really good for that. He's done classic like rock and roll style drumming, and I'm just trying to get him to think about cadence, syncopation, and just drumming with a little bit of a to drive that engine, right?
uh,
And I suspect if there's a bass guitar with him and he's really working together with it, we'll have a little bit of that groove, that flow. Ultimately, the core of my name is I'm just trying to capture the groove.
the grooving.
And
Yeah, same groove.
I would be so blessed by the universe if I found musicians that I would chance upon that had the motivation to create something special, and that we would be living for the groove, living
Nice.
for that rhythm, living for that moment, that micro moment that feels like an unlimited heaven in a sense.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking
That
forward to it.
sounds
And
awesome.
I'm
That's
open to
amazing.
the universe. When it comes, it'll come. It will
It'll
come.
come. Got it.
Yeah.
You're receptive, you're open, you're drawing it to you. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And oh man, 51, 52. What a leap of faith to start doing this stuff, you know. And the biggest win for me is when I have my adult children's friends come up to me and say, "Hey, we like what you're doing," or they'll tell my kids, "Your dad's cool." That just makes me laugh, right? Because dads aren't supposed to be cool, right? Dads are supposed to be right.
Yeah.
So what a blessing and gift. At this age, for me to do anything creative, I'm just a few gradients off. I could be just this much off, and if I was, I would have been irrelevant. I could have
Uh-huh.
been, I could have even been a laughing stock for that matter, right? So it's
Uh-huh.
just interesting that it it found its space.
Yes. But as you said, it's for you that you're expressing yourself. You get the joy from just doing it, even if even if you didn't have, what do you got, 11,000 followers? Is that what it is?
It was now it's up to almost 19 now.
Now, wow, that's amazing. But
Yeah,
even without
I'm
that,
so
even when
happy.
you didn't have the followers right at the start, you still enjoyed the process. You still enjoyed being in the flow and being creative and expressing yourself that way, right?
Yeah, and I tell you, man, it was a dream state. That first 7 week run, it was a dream state. I didn't know what I was doing. Even editing would take me like my thumbs felt like big fat toes trying to edit on that and getting frustrated. What in the world are these kids doing? I had gone away from the phone. I didn't want to do anything on there. And next thing you know, I'm okay, just hacking my way through each edit, taking my time, and just got patient with it, learned it.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I didn't extend on to post as much on TikTok and YouTube, and I have to kind of catch up and make sure I'm exposed, have the exposure everywhere. And when I get a little bit of free time, I'll start filling them up and create that, broad spectrum. Just 1 second. I had this message. I just have to have a quick look. Sorry, 1 second,
Sure.
please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
You're back.
We're back. Sorry about that. Oh, 1 second.
No
there.
worries. So are you going to sing some for us tonight?
I
Sing and
will. I
play a
just
little.
I can. I'll play a little bit on the piano, but I can't sing if my iPad's up. I have to just have the lyrics up because I'm so. I'll just noodle around the piano a little bit if you like.
Sure.
Okay.
How long have you been playing the piano?
Noodling around since forever.
Forever? Nice.
That's a little bit of noodling. Give me a second. I'm gonna check my iPad. If it's on, I just need to see the words, and I'll sing something for you. Give me a
Sure,
second.
that sounds great.
Well, we got 5% on the iPad. That should be enough to
5%.
sustain me. Give me one moment here.
Sure.
Mhm. I got an older. I've got an older iPad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with it. I just never need to use it, so it was sitting with zero charge on it.
My wife has
Alright.
one that she has dropped it, beat it. The screen is all cracked up. It's got packing tape over top of it. She still loves using it. Like,
Yep.
just beat to heck. But yeah.
All right, so that's what we do. I'm just gonna hack my way through it.
Okay.
It's not the key that I can commonly sing, but I'll give it a shot. Who cares? We'll
Sounds
just have
good.
fun with this. Before I start, just let me know if my voice to guitar ratio is reasonable and nothing's being drowned out.
Okay.
All right. Apologize, I didn't really practice, but we'll have some fun.
No problem.
What do you think this is?
I don't know. I don't recognize the song.
Love is a burning flame.
Oh, there we go. Johnny,
And it
sure.
makes a fiery ring. I told you it's out of key. It's not my key. 1 second. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 till the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child, oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 till the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 till the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. There you go.
Woo! Woo! Sounded good. I think you had just the right balance of guitar and voice there. That was great.
Awesome. Sometimes I gotta wait to have a cold to hit those low notes.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Might be a good idea for me to put a capo on and lift it a key, right?
Oh, yes. Okay.
But it's
Yeah.
okay.
So you play guitar, you play piano, and what else? Do you play other musical instruments as well?
So I have exposure to any instrument I enjoy. So like I can noodle around a guitar a little bit, on the piano a little bit on the drums, the Indian percussions. They're all my friends. They are all beautiful. I can't decipher which one I like more. They're, it's like in my life actually. I don't have friends. I only have best friends. And so with the instruments, they're all my best friends. They all capture me, and they all bring a different version of me. So what I am lyrically or singing or stylizing on a guitar is very different than it is on the piano. Right? They bring a different part of me, but they're all my best friends.
Well,
And
you seem from your previous comments, you seem to be that the guitar is really that's who you want to have the more closest relationship with is your guitar. Is that an accurate statement?
if I could, I'd take an entire ensemble with me. But I know that the guitar is your mobile friend. It's always with you, and
Hmm.
it can go anywhere you go. And a part of, I think, true musicianship or core musicianship is, so in Punjabi culture, and I grew up listening to some really awesome melodic Punjabi music from my childhood, right? Stuff from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I love the whole movement of the UK Punjabi movement that happened in the 80s and the 90s. That was phenomenal in itself. The core thing that I find that's so awesome is musicianship, melody, and skill. And a lot
Hmm.
of times in the good old days, they would have katas. Katas is kind of like an open event, or they call it. You can have a wrestling kata where there's a tournament or a wrestling match, or a singing kata where people show up and they sing. And you're there just with your talent. Lucky if you even get a mic. You have to be able to project loud enough. You have to have skills. You have to be able to have nothing. You have to be stripped down. And do you have the goods? So that's the stuff that I'm chasing. And a part of having a guitar with me at any given time would mean that it's just me and a guitar. I have
Hmm.
nothing else, no accompaniment. It's me and a guitar. Can we get to that moment, to that groove?
Are you familiar with people from the east coast of Canada? Like, do you know have friends out that way?
I have one, a sister of a school friend. I understand like the whole Nova Scotia or that side of the world is beautiful musically. It's like they all do music, fiddles
Right.
and all that stuff.
And
And I'm,
kitchen parties, right? You just get around the
ah,
kitchen, everybody comes in and just starts playing and singing. So that's
I'm going to show up there one of these days,
beautiful.
100%. I went to an event once when my son was uh, graduating in his grade 12 year. He was doing a trades, welding trades, and they have a competition, and he did extremely well. He was able to represent the province of British Columbia in the welding competition, and it was out in Manitoba. And when they had their starting ceremonies, the start of it all, that's all it was. It was that music. It was the fiddles and all that. It was very East Canada, and I just was loved it,
Mm.
just mesmerized by it.
Are you much of a blues aficionado type person? Do you like the blues much?
It's really interesting. When I was young, uh, raised in Prince Rupert, we only got what we got on the radio and on TV.
Sure.
And so as a child, I clearly, vividly remember this. It's a running joke, but we watched Elvis, and there was that special. It was aired after his death, I believe. And it was that special where he's got that black jumper suit. He's on the stage.
1969, I think it was. He was
No, it has
amazing.
no. No, it's not 69. Can't be.
No?
Well, if it is, okay, sorry. I watched it in 70 something. But if yeah, that one. If
Yes.
it was that one, I get it. Yeah, sorry.
All
I
black
watched
leather, right? I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah. I
yes.
remember watching that with my parents, the first exposure to anything blues. And so when I remember listening that, I remember even as a 5-year-old going, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like the
Mhm.
charisma, the personality, and the underlying blues, it captivated me. And when it was done, they laughed today. I jumped off the sofa and I just broke into my Elvis. Just rambled on a whole bunch of words. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, but I did it my own 5-year-old immigrant kid way, right? My
Oh.
parents looked at me like, where did that come from? So I would say that was the birth of the groove because
Nice,
I could not
nice.
control myself. I jumped off the sofa and I went, I just went like that. And my parents were like, what in the world did you just do? And after that, I was captivated. So blues is really cool. Blues is something you want to explore. And I have one thing I wish I would have done when I was younger. I did know better. We didn't have, coming from a smaller town, you only get fed what you get in the typical TV stations, what have you. But I really wish I would have just got lost in New Orleans when I was
Oh,
young.
yes.
Just
Yeah.
go there, get on the streets, and just immerse yourself with that vibration. So blues is pretty cool. Blues is really awesome.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Cool. Cool. And so that was the birth of Singin' Groovin', that
That was the
Elvis
birth
thing.
of Sing Groovin'. I honestly, I just realized that now. That was the birth of Sing Groovin' because it was uncontrollable. It just came from nowhere.
Nice.
And I find a lot of times when I get some good stuff captured, it's usually, hey man, I'm feeling a vibe. This feels really cool. Just hit record, please. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. You started with Johnny Cash there. I think there are 5 Johnnies. There's Johnny Cash, Johnny Horton, John Mellencamp, uh,
Yes.
John Fogerty.
Yeah.
Who's the next one? There's 5 as I see it. Well, Johnny Rivers. Johnny Rivers. Oh, I love Johnny Rivers too. And those are my like I love all the Johnnies. They're great. So
Yeah. John Fogerty, man. CCR. Oh my God.
yes.
I'll tell you an
Yeah.
interesting story about CCR. So when I was younger, mid 70s, almost 80s, I remember doing baseball in the various baseball leagues. And I clearly remember that we'd be playing baseball against such and such team in town, and somebody on the porch around the baseball diamond is playing music.
Hmm.
They'd be playing music, and subconsciously, I heard it. I don't know who they were. I didn't know what it was. And at that time, I didn't pay attention to it. When I was an adult, I was doing some work up in northern BC, doing spacing work, tree work up there. And the foreman was always playing this music. I'm like, I know every single song. I just don't know who they are. And it connected me back. So when I was in my childhood, I heard so much CCR and I didn't
Yes.
even know it.
Yeah.
And he played every song and it was already in my mindset. So CCR goes back to my childhood without me even knowing about it.
I saw John Fogerty a couple of years ago. Oh my goodness, his voice is still amazing. He's an incredible performer still. I just like that. That gives me hope that this is an activity that you can continue to do and express and enjoy for
Yeah.
for the rest of your life, right? So yeah.
Was it that the 69 tour, summer of 69 tour, I think he called it?
Yes,
I,
that's the
I,
one. Yes,
I went to
exactly.
that one here in Abbotsford.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I
it
went
was great.
there watching it, going, hey, there's this other guitarist up there that looks very similar to him. It was his son, right? Playing with
Yes.
him.
Yeah, his son
And
played with him.
I was watching John Fogerty, and sometimes some people in popular music or rock music get credit for being great guitarists. And sometimes, like, I just watched him play. He played his guitar for the whole thing, and he's strumming chords, he's doing his thing. He's been doing it forever, but it was awesome playing. I realized that the guys out there that don't get even credit for being great guitarists are also great guitarists. And
Yes.
more so than his stage performance and his voice, I was impressed with the level of his guitar playing. To me, it felt like, yeah, he had it down. It felt
Mhm.
so pro and so professional. It felt like something that I would have an extremely hard time trying to replicate without a lot of practice.
Yes, yeah. Well, for me, I was mostly impressed with his voice because I can't play anything, guitar or piano or anything else. I could sing a little bit, but his voice being so strong at that age where he was 70, I think he was 72, if I recall correctly, when he
Okay.
for that tour. And
Yes.
man, he sounded so good. It was great. Yes.
Now, if I were to meet him and put him in a headlock, are the original band members of CCR still around? Are all of them around?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the question.
That's what I want, right? They're obliged. They have to. We want them back, all of them.
All of them back. Yeah. Yes.
They have to.
Yeah. I love the stories he told at that concert too, where he's talked about it, Woodstock, and
Yes, I remember the
he said he came on. It was like 2 a.m. or something, and he started singing, and there was one person like way out in the back said, "Yay, John!" That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. The stories he told too.
Yeah, it's too bad there was a miss. He never got associated with Woodstock like the rest of the performers because
Yeah,
of the
that's true.
timing.
Yeah.
But he was there.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
historical.
Yeah, it is. It is. John Fogerty. Okay. Sing groovin'. You mind if I sing a song?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Okay. John Fogerty doing a bluesy one. You might not be familiar with this, but I love this song. Way out there in the cotton, sun beating down so hard, sweat rolling off of that shovel, and digging in the devil's boneyard. Shone like a cool drink of water, a soft rag to soothe my face. Short like a woman to talk to in this place. It's 110, 110 in the shade, going way down. Mama, won't you carry me?
Yeah.
Love John Fogerty.
In the Groove. What's that one called? I think I heard that one.
110 in the Shade.
Yes, I think I heard that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great one. So he's got so many good songs. So.
You know, the other really amazing thing I stumbled upon was the Allman Brothers.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, those continuous guitar solos that last forever.
Yeah, exactly.
So inspiring.
Like about a minute of singing and 5 minutes of guitar, right? Yeah, exactly.
15 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. That's
going on forever.
Yeah.
Clean.
Yes.
Impressive. That stuff is really good. So Allman Brothers is a great discovery. I didn't even know about them.
Yeah, they're amazing. So yeah, that can't remember what it's called right now, but Matt Minglewood does a version of it too. It's really, really good. It's a very bluesy number. But yeah, they got such great songs as well. Allman Brothers. Yes. What else you want to share with us? Sing Groovin'?
Well, I'm just looking forward to doing a lot of live performances to do my time. You never know when I'm going to end up in your city.
Okay.
I'll let you know the day of or the day before.
Okay.
Wherever the wind takes me or the cheapest air flight takes me.
Nice.
I'm showing up and I'm just find my space and sing wherever I can.
Nice.
I look forward to doing that. I want to start right at the roots.
Nice.
And do my time, develop that bond, that connection. I don't want to be disconnected where I'm in my own bubble and I only produce or only show the parts that are good. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to censor or edit myself. I want to be able to, okay, time to go out. It's raw, it's me. Time to catch the groove and let's go. Let's let's get live feedback from people. Let's see if this is touching them or not.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also important. And that's me being the person I was, also paying respect to the people we were before internet came out.
Mm-hmm.
The way, the natural expression of artistry when it wasn't just a snippet that you put on. That's beautiful. It's awesome. It's a great way to get the exposure, but I want to share more in person, and I'll go wherever the wind takes me. It's, somebody asked me, they go, you get enough followers now. Are you monetizing this in any way? Are you doing advertisements? And I said, no, I don't need the money. I'm not selling, I'm not product placing some apple juice or something. Not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for more. I'm here for something different.
Sure. For the artistry, for the expression, for the joy of singing.
Yes,
singing
absolutely.
and performing. Yeah.
And you know what? I just hope more people see it and then more people feel like doing it. One thing I want to share one thing with you.
Sure.
The fun thing that I really enjoy of being on Instagram is when I come across gems, just hidden gems of talent. And I cling to them right away. I give them as much support as I can. I try to share their stuff. And I know what they're going through. And I try to encourage them, go. There's no stopping this. Go. Just do. Share. Be. The world needs artistry at all times. And who are we to decide whether the world should listen or not, right? The world needs artistry in any fashion. There's some really awesome artistic people, graphic people out there. So it's so cool. The best part of this discovery is it's so you. I never knew that there's so many like minds out there,
Mm-hmm.
right? I never knew that our community is not in one location. It's all over the
Mm.
world, right? And to
Yes.
connect the dots with people who actually, so I see things in some artists and they see things in me, or when I see things in them, I become a fan of theirs. I go crazy over what they're doing because it's phenomenal. I see already the success that they are. It's just a matter of them now breathing, expressing, and living it, and not
Nice.
holding back. There's no more holding back. There's no more um, waiting for approval. And the other thing I want to share with everybody is sometimes I put stuff out there, and I know it's a dud, but I put it out there. You have to put everything out there. This is our community. It's our family. They'll
Uh-huh.
tell us if they like it. They'll tell us if they don't like it. We're in trusted hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's also another message to anybody out there. Um, put everything out.
Yeah.
Don't censor yourself. Get out there. We're just finding our way. We're just enjoying ourselves. We're just finding our way.
I got to tell you this. I think you'll really dig this. Somehow I got involved in kind of hosting a singing songwriting type of a show on a
Okay.
platform. And there was this lady, young woman from Iran. And in Iran, it is verboten for a woman to sing, right? She couldn't do it. And
Right.
so, without getting penalized or beat or hurt in some way. And
Yep.
so I said, well, would you be safe to sing here online here? Could you sing here? And she just loved the opportunity to sing, and she sang for us. And it was just an amazing thing that, somebody was asking and appreciating her expression and her voice and her artistry kind of a thing. Oh, it was beautiful. Like we had such a fun time doing that. So yeah.
Yeah, we need those hidden gems to come out.
Hmm.
There's no forgiveness from the universe if they sent us with gifts and we never used them. No,
No.
we're not forgiven. We have a responsibility to express our
Right.
gifts.
Yeah. Exactly. And everybody's voice is unique, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not another Sing Groovin voice. There's not another acapella's voice. There's not another Jamal, the woman who was singing. They're all unique voices, and I think we relish to hear them all.
Yeah. Remember who's that French singer from the song "Hey Hey, the World Is a Funny Place"? Remember that song? The
I
world is a
don't.
funny place. I forget what her name was. I think it started with a maybe it was her name was Mitsu. I forget. It was a French singer that came out in like the late '80s, and I really loved her vibe. It was just all about, hey man, just have fun. The world is a funny place, right?
You know what? I don't know why this made me think of it, but do you know who Nina Simone is?
Oh, yes.
Oh my goodness. That video and it's from like 1964 or something like that. But I just love that song where she's talking about, life and embracing life and oh yeah, it's an amazing song. So
You think about the depth, the pain, the joy that she expressed,
yes.
the weight of her artistry, and how she expressed it. It was amazing.
Hmm.
So nice when
Incredible
you,
artist and just mesmerizing to watch her sing and perform. Yeah, just
yeah,
incredible.
I just love her seriousness about it too. Like her
Yes.
hyper focus on it. It's
Hmm.
like, I'm here, you better pay attention. It was the kind of vibe you
Exactly.
got from her. I'm here to say something important, you better pay attention.
Exactly.
So for you, what's new for you then? What are you going to be doing and moving forward?
Well, you know what? I'm
Are you going to
doing.
make a commitment for us now online to start singing in public more often and share your gifts?
Yes, I am. I
Yes.
certainly will make that commitment, Sing Groovin. I'm
Now you
in.
got it. Now we're in the
All
groove.
right. All right. Super. Well, anything else you wanted to share?
I think I'm always guilty for being an overshare. So hope I didn't overshare today. I do ramble
That
on.
sounds
I
like
love
my
talking.
wife keeps telling me, "You have no boundaries. What's wrong with you?" You know,
That's why limit the artistry, right? Let it flow.
exactly.
Who are we
Yes.
to critique our artistry? Let it flow.
Yes.
No,
Hey,
I'm very happy. Thank you for having me on. It's good. I got to sing a song.
yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Do you know, have you ever heard of Bobby Hebb?
No.
Oh my goodness. I don't know much about Bobby Hebb, but I know one of his songs that I just love. And um, yeah, I'm going to sing just a little bit of it, okay?
Yeah.
Sunny, yesterday my life was filled with rain. Oh, Sunny, you smiled at me and really eased my pain. Now my dark days are gone and my bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere, sunny one so true. I love you, a sunny one so true. I love you. I love that song. Sing Groovin', it's been a pleasure chatting with you. And for
Thank
our
you.
viewers, go check him out on Instagram and everywhere else on social media. His Instagram's where most of his feed is. He's got all kinds of super entertaining, enjoyable performances for you to and take in and embrace. And hey, go check him out at the powerlifting. And he doesn't even know where he's going to be, but somewhere he's going to be powerlifting. Woohoo! All
There
right,
we are.
Sing Groovin', it has been a pleasure, brother. Keep
Thank you
yourself
for having
well
me
and
on.
keep on singing and playing.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Over and out.
Over and out.